Okay, good morning. It is Mental Toughness Monday, and we are starting with, we're going to talk about blue tansy. Blue tansy comes in a 5 ml bottle. It's got a blue label, and it is blue, very blue. It
It's
smells,
very blue. My
if
finger's
you
still
put,
blue.
if you put it on your finger, like it's blue. Don't put it on your face unless you're going to bed. But it is great on your big toe. And a few things that it's awesome for. Let me read this to you. Allergies, itching, rashes, watery eyes, and sneezing. Sounds like it might be really great for this time of year because we're in the spring as of this recording. It also good for acne, eczema, psoriasis, and sunburn, and fibromyalgia, sciatica, arthritis, and rheumatism. All of them say to put it on the affected area, but look, it is like gonna turn your hand blue. Like I'm
Well,
just
it
saying.
does for a second, but it changes
And it
eventually.
soaks in, right? It soaks in. But if you put it on your face when you're sick, it's really bad. Well, I did that with the Yarrow Palm, also blue. And my husband was like, honey, do we need to take you to the hospital? It's like you don't have any oxygen.
It is a worry.
I was like, I'm getting more beautiful. Okay, stop it. Okay. So blue tansy, this is the oil of inspired action. It supports those who are taking action to change or transform their circumstances. It's especially helpful when individuals have become stagnant in their progression. It provides a kind of catalytic spark that overcomes the tendency to vacillate, which means like looking back and forth, avoid,
I want to do this, but I don't do anything. Right.
procrastinate. Right. Um, it has, let's see, it provides the catalytic spark. Blue Tansy necessitates that individuals choose to take the helm of their life. It also encourages individuals to live in alignment with the whisperings of their inner voice, prompting them to make necessary changes. When an individual represses these messages, they often feel lethargic, drained, apathetic, sluggish, and exhausted. Blue Tansy invites individuals to take the initiative to reclaim the life they dream of. And it invites individuals to manifest their passion into action. This is especially important when there is a deep desire to retreat. Sorry, when there is a desire to retreat or self sabotage. By creating more inward mobility, Blue Tansy encourages them to accept all that is, including emotional setbacks and other challenges which must be overcome to actualize inspiration and sustain change. Blue Tansy teaches that each act is based on choice and requires individuals to own the responsibility of their cumulative choices. It demands personal mastery and purposeful action in achieving one's fullest potential. So you can hail it, you can put it in the diffuser and breathe it that way. You can also dilute it 1 to 3 drops of carrier oil and apply behind the ears, on the wrists, or over the solar plexus. I'm telling you, you will be blue even with the carrier oil, but maybe we could put it in a roller over the no, solar plexus. There you go. Which is the upper stomach and on the bottoms of the feet. It helps with procrastinating, resisting change, and inner guidance. Um, uninspired, if you're feeling uninspired or exhausted or lethargic or apathetic or self sabotage, and it brings in feeling inspired, initiative, committed, responsive, energized, receptive, motivated, purposeful, and responsible. Those are some good Those are some good things. So, what are your thoughts about blue tansy and inspired action? Go ahead, Linda.
I have a question. When you diffuse it, does it turn the diffuser blue then?
I don't
I
know. It
wondered.
might.
I didn't
I
know you could
wondered.
diffuse
We should
Hey,
try it and see. It'll be like blue
it.
diffuser.
remember the challenge we were doing when we were putting blue tansy on our toe and then told
Yeah.
us to send a picture of our blue toe in social media or whatever?
Yes, that was fun. And we were just talking about that. We think that I think it was probably in the Essential Oils Made Easy Facebook group if you want to go back and and read about it and see what other inspired actions we were taking besides getting blue tansy on our big toe.
I think it was to make our brain more open or something like that. We
Mhm.
have to use our brain.
Yeah, probably to help us take more inspired action, huh?
I hope so. I need it desperately.
Well, I think it would be fun to do as a big toe challenge for this week, since this is our
Okay.
oil of the week. So if you want to post a picture of your big toe in um, either the Northwoods Essentials group or in the team WhatsApp, that would be kind of fun. Put your blue tansy on, and if you don't want to give us a picture of your big toe, you can just send us a picture of your inspired action that it's making you feel like taking. We can get a picture of mom's
Oh,
big toe right
look,
there.
here, look, it's already fading. You can tell I did it, but it's fading.
There you go. I
My,
like your
my foot.
doTERRA shoes too. Yeah, even my finger is less blue, right? From where so I have it on both hands. It looks like I have blue hands
I don't even
behind.
know how to take a picture of that.
Well, it's probably easier if your camera is not doing something else.
Maybe so. Possibly so.
Like driving.
Like, don't do it.
Don't do it while driving.
You don't want to see a blue face,
No, well, sure, blue face. Send us your blue face.
but not going anywhere.
I put it on at night. It does go away.
It
Yeah,
does.
no, it does. And I think I mean, I thought it was a one that was good for skin, but I know the Euro Palm is, and it's also blue. They
Yeah.
didn't really say that for skin in the other book that we read. Okay, any other thoughts about Blue Tansy? Are you excited? Who's in for the Blue Tansy Big Toe Challenge?
I'm going to try it this week.
I'm gonna
Okay,
try
we're
it.
gonna do it every day. I just did it, so you can do it morning or night. Just take a picture of it and post it to remind us all. Mary says she's in too. Good job, Mary.
Well, I
Like
wish
a
we'd have
figure.
had this before Friday. I got a sunburn. Didn't realize I got a sunburn. My ears. That would
Oh,
have been good to put on my ears.
Good to know, right?
Is that the
Yeah.
ball games in St. George? Where'd you get
No,
that?
it's working in the yard.
Dang
You better
it.
wear your hat, girl.
I know. I had a ball cap on. I didn't realize it was so hot.
You
Yeah,
know
and
what? It's
ball
supposed to be
caps don't protect your
73.
ears.
73 today. You need a broad brim hat.
That's right. Wear your farmer hat.
Right.
That's what they're for. Keep you cool. Okay, let's move on to our 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World class by Steve Siebold. This is number 71. Champions don't let feelings get in their way. I thought this was funny because, we talk about feelings and we talk about oils, and then we talk about not letting feelings get in the way. So let's see what we got to say here. Bill Gove says it's easier to act your way into good thinking than it is to think your way into good action. Well, isn't that the truth? And I bet you Blue Tansy can help with this. People operating in poverty, working, and middle class levels of awareness are always getting ready to get started toward their goals. The poverty class is going to find work soon. The working class is getting ready to move up from the night shift to the day shift. The middle class is going to start working on that graduate degree one of these days. All of them have good intentions, yet they rarely move beyond their intentions. They're always waiting and wondering when the time will be better for them to begin. They're waiting for their emotions to motivate them to action. And as a result, they become slaves to their feelings. Here you go. Champions are masters of their emotions, and they know that waiting to feel like taking action is losing proposition. They believe there is never a better time to get started than today, that tomorrow is merely a promissory note, that any day could end up being their last. The great ones operate with a keen sense of urgency, dreaming of the future while firmly rooted in the present. Average people are smart enough and gifted enough to make their dreams come true. Yet they tend to wait so long to attempt anything substantial that by the time they have failed enough to have learned the lessons they need to succeed, their life is over. Professional performers have a heightened sense of life's timeline, and their actions reflect that. While the masses are waiting for the mood to strike, and then while the masses are waiting for the mood to strike them to act, The great ones start acting regardless of whether they feel like it or not. This small distinction in their thought process makes all the difference between living their dreams and dying with their music and still inside of them. Wow, right? Thoughts. Let's talk about your thoughts about this.
Wow. Instead of planning your life away, go ahead and go to work.
Yes. I mean, plans are good and we like them and they're important, right? But we do want to act our way into better feelings. Have you noticed that also that like if you're feeling like, oh, blah, 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 don't you just feel better if you get up and just get moving? Put
Yes.
one in front of the other. Do something.
Well, and I think being well rested and feeling well is a better motivator too.
All right. Go to bed on time. Wake up on time.
When you're
Get
tired, you should
get
go to bed.
dressed. Somebody's talking about go ahead and get dressed to your shoes, make your bed, get your breakfast, get ready to go to work.
Well, and Camille was telling me about a course she took last week. She said that they say not just to get up and get your shoes on, like don't just get up and get dressed to the shoes. Get up and get camera ready. So I guess I'm camera ready because we're on camera, right?
It's funny.
Oh, that's
But I like
great. So
that
that you
too
don't care
because
who you see or who finds you in your state.
you're totally ready, right? Like if you're camera ready, you're ready, right? You're ready to do anything. You don't have to be like, wait, I'm not done. My hair.
What I thought about this was live your life now and get moving because you don't know when your last day may be.
Yeah.
Uh,
Why I have started to travel more and, visit old friends, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, and I love that because you're right. Like you can be like making plans and then it's over and you missed
True.
it.
Well, if you're still planning and never acting on it, then you've lost
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to someday, right? How many times do we
Right.
say that?
Someday. I know you have to start putting a timeline on everything because you're just like, well, actually, that's going to be a this year or this quarter or this week or next year or in the next 5. Yeah, these are good thoughts, but don't let feelings get in your way. So I love that Blue Tansy actually is with this one because it's the one for inspired action. Doesn't it feel like sometimes these are just like so perfect together? So don't let feelings get in your way. Put some Blue Tansy on your big toe. Figure out an action step you can take and get moving, right? And I love also the visualizing, like thinking about it, because sometimes when you're resting and getting enough rest, but then your mind is like, oh my gosh, I have to do blah, 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 whatever. If you can help yourself to, I mean, obviously get your rest. Don't do this instead of resting, okay? But if you can help yourself to start to visualize the things, all those things that are on your to-do list, just visualize them and how you're going to feel when those things are done. And then when you're ready to get up, sometimes if I'm tired in the middle of the day and I think about those things, then I just like, I get all this motivation going because of that picture in my head. And I'll be like, man, I'm not that tired anymore. Let's get going. Right. And so then I'll get up and go get it done. And I remember doing this when my kids were little. And I was just so exhausted and so overwhelmed all the time. And I remember laying in bed, probably during nap time. No one else was sleeping. I was usually out really fast, but anyway, then I would kind of come awake and the heaviness of all the stuff that you have to do and it just like starts to settle on you and you're like it's like the house is screaming at you or your yard is screaming at you or whatever. I remember just laying there having that feeling of just like total overwhelm. And I would start to visualize my kitchen counters clean and I could feel the smoothness, when you wash your counter and there's no more crumbs on it and you run your hand over it and it's all smooth. And I was just visualizing this feeling, the dishwasher's running and you smell the clean of, the soap and everything. And I've swept the floor and even taken a little mop to it, and the thing is just like got the Mr. Clean sparkle to it. And as I would lay there and visualize this, then I would be like, I could do that. I could do that. And that would help me to get up and get it done. And just because your pictures, the pictures that you are putting in your mind are motivating you to your next action. So if you are putting in your mind pictures that make you unhappy and miserable, you're going to be motivated to stay in bed. But if you put in your mind pictures of the life that you want to live, if that's with your business or your home or your projects or whatever it is, you put those pictures in your mind. Now you have more motivate. Your body starts to manufacture those hormones and chemicals that give you the desire to do the next thing. And I just feel like, blue tansy can just be a tool on your toe, right? Put that on your toe and then just put that picture, put that picture in your mind of what it is that you're trying to create. So love it.
So
Love
be
it.
ready with your camera when you get your blue going on your toe. I'm going to
That's
figure
the
out how to take a
thing.
picture of my toe first, and then I'm going to put it on.
We're going to get all kinds of toe pictures. Some
I'm
with and
sending
some
it.
without
I'm
blue
sending it to
tansy.
Brenda.
Awesome. Well, this will be really good. Okay, our action step for today: decide, decide, decide to develop the habit of not letting your feelings get in your way. Make a commitment to get started today and continue that commitment for the next 30 days, regardless of whether you feel like it or not. Remember, habits start out as cobwebs and turn into cables. So we want the good habits to be strong and not the bad habits to be strong. And then there is a world-class resource on the next page. Purchase a copy of Bill Gov's Golden Gavel Acceptance Speech at govsiebold.com. We know that website is down, but maybe you can find it on YouTube. This 39-minute speech is one of the funniest and most insightful presentations you'll ever see. In this talk, Bill addresses how most people let their feelings get in their way and keep them from doing the things they want to do. So that is
Thank you.
you
Yay!
can find it. Bill Gov's Golden Gavel Acceptance Speech. So, all right. Any other thoughts about not letting your feelings get in the way? All right, here we go. Let's do it for at least a week, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, I love it.